So today I'll be starting my predict the point spread videos. These aren't real prediction videos. I'll do those in May or June. Mm, mm, but it's too early to do those right now uh, because uh, there's still going to be a spring transfer portal, so the rosters aren't uh, decided completely yet. So this will just be uh, uh, giving you about what I think the spread would be, uh, uh, going by what I know about the teams right now. Mm, And I'll be doing Ohio State first. So uh, they've got so much talent coming back from last season, and they did really well in the transfer portal. They didn't add a whole lot of players, but they did a really good job at adding players that they needed because they didn't need to add a whole lot of players. Mm, So first, mm, mm, I'll take a look at their schedule. Mm, So it is nice that they're starting with three really easy games there. Uh, Akron, Western Michigan, and Marshall. And really, the schedule isn't that bad, really, for them. Mm, It's mm, not much, if any, harder than their schedule was last season. They should have no problem uh, getting at least 10 wins on this schedule. And I would be shocked if Ohio State didn't at least get to 11-1 this year. I think they've got a really good chance to go 12-0 this year. The only thing kind of bad about the schedule is uh, when you see uh, their first week off, it's in between Western Michigan and Marshall, and that's not really a good time to have a week off because those are games that they're going to win easily no matter what. And this season, the teams are taking 2 weeks off and still playing the same amount of games. So there's just going to be an extra week of football, which I like that. And then if you take a look on their schedule, you'll see that their second week off is after the Oregon game, uh, not before it. It would have been better to have had it before it, and it's before the Nebraska game, which that's not going to be that hard of a game probably for them. And mm, even if it wasn't going to be before the Oregon game, it would have been better to have it before the Penn State game or the Michigan game than the Nebraska game. Mm. So, really, looking at their schedule, the only three games that really, to me, look like could be a problem for them are at Oregon, then at Penn State, and then, of course, the Michigan game. Mm. So, uh, mm, this will be the scale that I will be using for uh, the point spread. So, uh, if mm, mm, it's a minus spread, that means that the team uh, uh, will be favored, and if it's a mm, mm, uh, plus spread, that means that they will be an underdog. Mm. And if it says zero, that means it's a toss up. So minus 20 plus, that means that uh, they're going to be favored probably to blow out the opponent, uh, win by 20 or more points. And those games I will put in the green. Uh, and then plus 20 plus, that means that they would be favored to get blown out uh, by the opponent, which Ohio State is going to be too good to be picked to get blown out by anybody. Mm, They always are. And minus 10 to 19 means that uh, the spread won't be close, but it won't be a blowout. Mm, mm. And I'll put those games in the blue. And then plus 10 to 19, it means the same thing, uh, except it means that they'll be the underdog and not the favorite. Uh, and those games I'll put in the orange. Then minus 6 to 9, I'll put in the purple. That those are games where I think the spread will be about a touchdown. Mm, mm, and they'll be the favorite. And plus 6 to 9, it means it'll be about a touchdown. I'll put them in the yellow, but it means that they'll probably be an underdog. Uh, mm, and then minus 1 to 5 will be in the pink. It means that spread will be about a field goal. Mm, mm, and they'll be the favorite. And then gray will be plus this 1 to 5 means that they'll be about a field goal underdog. So now uh, I'll show you my prediction. Mm, So I see 9 games on their schedule where mm, they should be a, mm, a 20 plus point favorite, which are pretty much for sure wins. Akron, Western Michigan, Marshall, Michigan State, Iowa, Nebraska, Purdue, Northwestern, and Indiana. Mm, And mm, mm, I don't see any games where they'll for sure be an underdog in. And mm, mm, games where I think that they'll be favored by about a touchdown or uh, Michigan and then at Penn State. Mm, and I know Michigan's beat them the last 3 years in a row, and they just won the championship. But uh, that game was so close last year. They only lost it by 6 points, and it was a game up until the last minute of it. And now, Michigan lost their coach, and then a bunch of really good players from the team, and then Ohio State, they've still got their coach. Their coach has been there for a while now, and uh, their roster looks to have gotten even better. So, and it's also a home game this year for Ohio State. So I think that they'll be favored in that one this year. And mm, Penn State, even on the road, I think that they'll still be favored by probably like 7 or 8 points. Mm, and Oregon is the one toss-up game to me, just because it's on the road. I feel like Ohio State right now looks like a little bit better of a team than uh, Oregon does, but because it's on the road, that puts it in the black. And of course, their first 3 games here, they'll be favored by uh, 30 or more points in all 3 of those. Mm. And then uh, the Michigan State game, even on the road, they should be a 20 something point favorite in it. Mm, just too much of a talent difference for you to expect that game to be close at all. Then Iowa, it would probably be uh, more like a 20-point spread. Mm, mm, uh, and mm, uh, Nebraska should be somewhere in the 20s. Uh, they're just so much better than Nebraska. Mm, And then Purdue should be in the 20s. Mm, I don't think they're going to be any good this year. And then Northwestern probably would be around 20 points right now because, they got a whole lot better this past season. And it is on the road. Then Indiana would be in the 20s. I don't think they're going to be any good. And so uh, that will be mm, uh, it with this video. And uh, please subscribe. And uh, thanks for watching. And I'll be making a lot more of these. I'll do every Power 4 team.